Meghan Markle claims she's cooking authentic Italian rigatoni, while celebrity chef Jameson Stocks watches from his couch like a horrified food critic, calling her knife skills embarrassing, and her entire Netflix show staged and fake. This is one of the glorious moments when celebrity chefs' carefully seasoned lies finally got overcooked, proving that some kitchen stars have been serving up more fiction than food. Number 7. Robert Irvine's completely fabricated resume. Robert Irvine burst onto Food Network like a culinary superhero, claiming he could create 5-course meals while blindfolded and hanging upside down on Dinner Impossible. His resume read like a fever dream of culinary achievements: British knighthood, personal chef to 4 US presidents, best buddies with Prince Charles, and, wait for it, he helped create Princess Diana's wedding cake. Basically, if there was a prestigious cooking gig in the last 30 years, Robert Irvine claimed he was there with his whisk and his winning smile. Plot twist: absolutely none of it was true. In 2008, some party pooper journalists decided to fact-check his magical background and discovered that Irvine's credentials were more fictional than a cookbook written by unicorns. No knighthood, no presidential meals, no royal friendships, and definitely no involvement with Diana's wedding cake, unless you count watching it on TV like the rest of us. The man who made a living completing impossible culinary challenges had achieved something truly impossible: convincing an entire television network to hire him based on a resume that belonged in the fantasy section of a bookstore. Food Network had spent years promoting him as a culinary genius with royal connections, making this revelation more embarrassing than serving ketchup at a 5-star restaurant. After getting caught with his chef's hat down, Irvine was forced to leave Dinner Impossible faster than a soufflé collapsing in a thunderstorm. Food Network replaced him with Michael Simon, who presumably had the radical credential of actually existing in the kitchens he claimed to work in. Number 6. Jamie Oliver's jerk rice. Jamie Oliver, the cheeky British chef who made stripping down recipes trendy with The Naked Chef, decided to take on Jamaican cuisine and somehow managed to create a controversy spicier than Scotch bonnet peppers. In what can only be described as a spectacular misunderstanding of basic culinary concepts, Oliver released a product called Punchy Jerk Rice and claimed it was inspired by traditional Jamaican cooking. Here's where things get hilariously wrong. Jerk isn't rice seasoning. It's like calling something grilled soup or baked salad. It fundamentally misses what the thing actually is. Jerk is a specific spice rub traditionally used on meat, particularly chicken and pork. Saying jerk rice to a Jamaican cook is like telling an Italian chef you've invented carbonara ice cream. Technically possible, but spiritually offensive. The backlash came faster than Oliver could say puka. Jamaican chefs who had previously worked with him spoke out, with one revealing that he had personally taught Oliver how to make authentic jerk chicken. Imagine teaching someone to drive a car, then watching them try to sail it across the ocean while insisting they're following your instructions. British MP Dawn Butler, whose parents immigrated from Jamaica, publicly called out Oliver's product as cultural appropriation with a side of complete ignorance. Number 5. Leonard Rubeck's fake Food Network event. Meet Leonard Lenny. Rubeck, a 20-year-old Delaware resident who took "fake it till you make it" to felony levels. This ambitious young man decided that if celebrity chefs could build careers on questionable credentials, why not skip the middleman and just create an entire fake celebrity chef event? Rubeck promoted a completely fabricated Food Network event called Dinner Impossible BBQ, promising appearances by Bobby Flay, Paula Deen, Rachel Ray, and Robert Irvine for the low price of $35 per ticket. To sell his delusion, Rubeck went full method actor, sporting an official Food Network chef's jacket, flashing a shiny medallion he claimed to have won on Iron Chef, and even teaching cooking classes despite having completed only 2 quarters at culinary school. That's like claiming to be a brain surgeon after watching 2 episodes of Grey's Anatomy, but with more confidence and better costumes. The beauty of Rubeck's scheme was its simplicity. People wanted to believe they could meet their favorite TV chefs without paying premium prices, and he was happy to take their money. He sold nearly $10,000 worth of tickets to residents who thought they were getting the deal of a lifetime. The only problem? None of the celebrity chefs knew this event existed, Food Network had never heard of it, and Rubeck's cooking skills were about as authentic as his medallion. Reality came knocking when suspicious residents decided to fact-check his claims and discovered that Rubeck had about as much connection to Food Network as a frozen dinner has to fine dining. The fake event never happened, leaving ticket holders with empty stomachs and empty wallets. Number 4. Meghan Markle's Netflix cooking show. Meghan Markle's Netflix series, With Love, Meghan, has been roasted harder than a Thanksgiving turkey by celebrity chef Jameson Stocks, who has cooked for actual royalty and knows the difference between real cooking and whatever Markle was attempting on camera. Stocks, who claimed he turned down an offer to work on the show, probably the smartest career move of 2024, watched the second season and declared the whole thing staged and fake, with the confidence of a chef who's never burned water. According to Stocks, Markle's cooking skills are about as authentic as her American accent, describing her performance as a poor imitation of Martha Stewart, if Martha Stewart had never actually learned to cook. He observed that she spends most episodes standing around, stirring, tossing pre-prepared ingredients into a pan, and slicing fruit, all while dressed in expensive clothes and talking nonsense. Basically, she's doing a cooking show ASMR, without the actual cooking. Food critics analyzing the show had a field day pointing out her questionable knife skills and basic technique failures. Early episodes showed her struggling with tasks like properly boiling pasta, which is essentially just adding noodles to hot water and waiting. The most hilariously tragic part? Markle consistently claimed to be cooking elaborate meals for 10 to 15 people, but only 2 people ever showed up to eat. It's like throwing a dinner party where you're the only guest who doesn't know it's fake. Even her friend's dog refused to appear for the dog cookie episode, proving that sometimes animals have better instincts about reality TV than humans do. Number 3. Ree Drummond's recipe for casual racism. Ree Drummond, the wholesome pioneer woman who built her brand on comfort food and family values, served up a side of casual racism that left viewers with a bitter aftertaste during her show's second season. When Drummond presented the Asian-style wings to her family, their faces twisted like they'd just bitten into a lemon covered in disappointment. Her family members asked, "Where's the real ones?" and declared, "I don't trust them," treating Asian cuisine like it was some kind of elaborate prank rather than actual food. Instead of correcting their attitude, Drummond laughed along and said, "I'm just kidding, guys. I wouldn't do that to you," before swapping out the Asian wings for American buffalo wings like she was performing a culinary mercy killing. The message was crystal clear. Asian food was fake, untrustworthy, and something you'd only serve to people you wanted to punish. It's like watching someone demonstrate French cooking by having their family spit it out and demand McDonald's instead, except somehow more offensive and less self-aware. The blog Thick Dumpling Skin called out this culinary catastrophe, pointing out the obvious problem with watching non-Asian cooks demonstrate Asian dishes while their families openly mock the cuisine on television. Food publication Eater eventually demanded that Food Network stop airing the episode in 2017, recognizing that the segment promoted racist attitudes about Asian food being somehow inferior to real American cuisine. Number 2. Paula Deen's double recipe for disaster. Paula Deen's empire crumbled faster than her famous butter cookies when she managed to serve up not one, but 2 scandals that left her reputation more burned than forgotten biscuits in the oven. The first disaster came in 2013 when she admitted during a legal deposition to using racial slurs, destroying her carefully crafted image as the sweet Southern grandmother who could do no wrong. Suddenly, America's butter-loving sweetheart revealed attitudes that were about as appetizing as expired mayonnaise. The damage control was a masterpiece in how not to handle a crisis. Her company's response attempted to justify her language by essentially saying, "Well, she grew up during segregation, so what do you expect?" This defense strategy was about as effective as putting out a grease fire with more grease. Her multiple apology videos became internet comedy gold for their apparent insincerity and poor execution, making her look less sorry and more sorry she got caught. But wait, there's more. The scandal was seasoned with an extra helping of hypocrisy when details emerged about her diabetes deception. Deen had been secretly dealing with type 2 diabetes for 3 years while continuing to promote recipes that could give a marathon runner heart disease. when she finally announced her diagnosis in 2012, she admitted she wanted to wait until I had something to bring to the table. That something? A lucrative pharmaceutical deal with Novo Nordisk that made her the poster child for diabetes medication. Number 1. Mario Batali's recipe for complete career destruction. Mario Batali's downfall is the Gordon Ramsay of celebrity chef scandals. Loud, messy, and absolutely devastating. This orange Crocs-wearing, ponytail-sporting chef managed to combine financial fraud with sexual misconduct in a way that would impress criminal masterminds if it weren't so disgusting. The appetizer course of his destruction started in 2010 when 117 restaurant employees filed a class action lawsuit alleging that Batali had been skimming tips like a mob boss with a culinary degree. For nearly 8 years, 2004 to 2012, Batali allegedly kept 4 to 5% of tips that should have gone to servers, essentially stealing money from the people who made his restaurant successful. Batali eventually agreed to a $5.25 million settlement in 2012, which is chef speak for, "I'm guilty, but let's just call it a kitchen mistake." But the universe wasn't done serving up consequences. In 2017, the main course arrived when 4 women accused Batali of inappropriate touching spanning 20 years. Instead of denying the allegations, Batali admitted to the misconduct faster than you can say molto bene. Here's where the story becomes a masterpiece of tone-deaf damage control. Batali issued his sexual assault apology in an email newsletter that included a link to his pizza dough cinnamon rolls recipe. Yes, you read that correctly. He apologized for decades of sexual misconduct and then immediately tried to sell people on his baking skills. The internet dubbed them apology rolls, proving that sometimes the best comedy writes itself. It's like ending a confession at church by asking if anyone wants to buy Girl Scout cookies. The fallout was swift and merciless. ABC fired him from The Chew, and Food Network cancelled plans to revive Molto Mario, effectively ending his television career and turning his restaurant empire into expensive real estate. Which of these culinary catastrophes left you more shocked than finding out your favorite restaurant uses microwaves? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and remember to subscribe for more evidence that even the most trusted figures in food can have the most unappetizing secrets.